Right, today we're looking at the grade 8 algebra, specifically simplification of algebraic expressions. But what normally troubles a lot of learners is the order of operations, which is crucial in mathematics. You can't just do things from left to right. You need to know where to start doing your calculations and then follow after that with the steps that are necessary. So let's recap the order of operations, which you'd have done when you were doing integers. Very important. It's going to spill over to your algebra and basically all your mathematics. So it's important to know this. Crucial here is, if you look at this expression in this example 1, you'll notice that there's actually two terms here. And it's very important then to notice that the other term, positive 2 times 3, is a complex term. So you would first simplify complex terms. Now you would have spoken about this at primary school and call it board maths, knowing where to start, brackets, off sign, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction, all of those things. It's exactly the same thing, but obviously high school mathematics brings more things to it because of the nature of expressions we're dealing with. So here we'd have to simplify positive 2 times 3 first. We cannot go 8 plus 2 first and then we say times 3. That would be wrong, and say the answer is 30. That is incorrect. Even the way your calculators have been programmed, they've been programmed to follow the order of operations. They know you punch all of this on your calculator will not give you 30 because the calculator knows in terms of the order of operations, you start with complex terms. So we start with 2 times 3 first, and that will then give us 6, and 8 plus 6 gives us 14. Pretty easy. Let's look at the second example. Again, here we notice that, we've got again complex terms. That is a complex term. Negative 15 divided by 3, negative 2 times 9, and those are the complex terms we have to start with first. You cannot start by 20 minus 15. That would have been incorrect. You're not following the order of operations, and that is crucial. Therefore, you know that complex operations are always where we start with things. So let's start and do that. Negative 15 divided by 3 gives us negative 5. Negative 2 times 9 gives us negative 18, and then now we can add those. But I always advise learners, when you're dealing with integers, where you find that you've got terms, constant terms with similar signs, add those first, because where there's similar signs you add. So if you add those, it's much more easier than to deal with only a few things in the end. And then 20 minus 23 gives us negative 3. Very, very nice. And just know where to start. Here's another one, deliberately made complex with a whole lot of terms, but again, complex terms first. Where do we start? You don't just go and do things from left to right. Very important to know that negative 7 times that bracket is a complex term. Positive 4 times 3 is a complex term. Negative 16 divided by 18 in brackets is a complex term. And take note, your terms start with the signs. So you don't have like a term that is just 16 divided by 8. It starts at negative, and that whole bracket as well is become part of the complex term. And then the last one also started the positive, including the bracket. Very important. So strategically, some of them might need to simplify things inside the brackets before you bring in any signs outside the brackets. So let's go. So the 15 comes down as is because there's nothing there that complicates 15. It's a simple term. But that negative 7 times 2 gives us negative 14. Positive 4 times 3 gives us positive 12. And 16 divided by 8 would have given us 2. Multiply by the negative outside the bracket. That gives us negative 2. Again here, watch out for the simplification. The numerator would have given us negative 30. And negative 30 divided by 10 would have given us negative 3. And then multiply by that positive outside. It doesn't change anything inside. We can still get negative 3. Now, add your positive terms together, 27, your negative terms together, negative 19. It's much more easier now to simplify and get your final answer. Now let's bring all that knowledge into simplifying algebraic expressions that have got all the algebra that you learn in grade 8. Here we've got an expression 9 minus 4 into x minus 3. Now take note again, I want to be careful. Where is the complex term? Do I have terms that I can just work with already? Can I go 9 minus 4 first? No, you can't. Going 9 minus 4 would have meant that you're not following your order of operations. Right now we've got two terms in the expression. And from negative 4 and that bracket, that is one term. It's just that it's a complex term. And therefore, we would need to simplify that first. Multiply inside by negative 4, as you know, not just by 4, be careful. Multiplying inside by negative 4, you get negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 3, you get positive 12. Now, you are ready to simplify any terms and add any like terms. and that gives us negative 4x plus 21. Here's the second one. Nice one, because this one has got just one term, and that means that the whole expression is a complex term, so you just need to work it out. But a very strategic way of working with a question like this is to first just deal with those terms, because both of them are multiplying the bracket. So you can just multiply 3 by 5 first, then once you've got the outcome, multiply inside by negative 15. So negative 15 times 2x, 30x, positive 15 times negative 1 gives you negative 15. So it's very, very important to take note there. Much more simpler to first work out the two that are multiplying. But what is crucial, you also have to look carefully at your expression. Are they really multiplying the bracket? And I will show you that in the next examples. There are times when you must not just think that just because there's another term there, it multiplies the bracket. Sometimes it does not. Okay, here's another one, negative into 3a plus 7, and we can clearly see there that part of the expression is a complex term. The positive 5 is just a standalone term, does not multiply the brackets. Do not ever look at an expression and think just because there's brackets there must be multiplication. There's a certain way mathematics will write in which we show you that a term multiplies brackets. And here again we'd have to only multiply the brackets with negative 1. Remember, there's negative 1 in front of your bracket there. So multiplying inside with a negative gives us negative 3a minus 7. And now we can add any like terms. Our answer, negative 3a minus 2. And here's another one with a whole lot of complex terms. Again, it's crucial and important to see, oh, there's my complex term, I would need to simplify that. Here's my other complex term, I'll need to simplify that as well. Here's my other complex term, I'll need to, so there's 3 complex terms in this particular expression. Suppose it's got 3 terms. They all need to be simplified separately. You get 8x minus 6, you get positive 3x in the second one, you get negative 10x minus 12. Watch out for signs again in multiplication of terms. Now you're ready to add any like terms, and the x's will give us like terms that give us x, and negative 6 and negative 12 gives us negative 18. Here's another one, and here again we've got an expression with 2 complex terms. We need to sort out those complex terms first. First bracket multiplied gives us 16x minus 8. The second bracket, take note again, there's negative 4 multiplying inside that bracket. So you then have to make sure that when you multiply inside, you're multiplying by negative 4. That gives you negative 4x plus 8. Then the plus 6 comes down, add your like terms, you end up with 12x plus 6. So it's pretty easy, but crucial and important is, hey, where do I start? I don't just go and do things from left to right. I need to look very carefully at my expressions. I need to look where the complex terms are. I need to start with those first, and once you've simplified them, you remove the brackets obviously, and then you're done.